A very warm welcome to StudyIQ, my dear friends. I am Prashant Mauni. I hope you all are doing good. Dear friends, do you know that up to 35% off is available on different pen drive and tablet courses? But I must also say that this is valid only till 21st of October. You have few days to go, and if you haven't got our pen drive and tablet courses, I would recommend all of you to get it as soon as possible. It will help you immensely with your preparation if you are preparing for any of the exams that you can see here, and there are other items as well that is available. You can check StudyIQ.com. If you haven't visited our website yet, I would highly recommend all of you to do it. And if you have any trouble regarding, if you have any further question queries, you will find a chat support on StudyIQ.com, or what you can do is give us a call on these numbers. Now, dear friends, identify the person that you can see on your screen. Dear friends, last lecture's picture and the answer is, I have already given it on your comment section, so I'm not discussing this thing. But yes, of course, the first person to respond, like always, right, will get a special sort of gesture from me personally. Now, the first item that we have to discuss today is regarding Home Ministry. We are going to understand how it works. Now, you know that there was some trouble going on in the Darjeeling area of West Bengal, isn't it? Darjeeling area is basically a hilly area, and what is Darjeeling famous for? Of course, it is famous for tea, isn't it? Darjeeling tea is very famous. It is very expensive as well, and it is exported to different parts of the world. Now, the government has decided partial withdrawal of central forces. Which government? Of course, it is the Home Ministry, because when it comes to central forces, it is the Home Ministry that is directly dealing with central forces, and it has decided to partially withdraw. That means some troops are going to stay there, or you can say that some personnel or some battalion will stay there in Darjeeling area, and some will walk out. And one of the main reasons why you deploy central forces, or why it was deployed in this part, is because, of course, to maintain law and order. Whenever there is a sort of situation in any state, when the central government thinks, or when the state government requires some extra boots on the ground, then it can ask the Home Ministry, it can ask the central government, and the central government will, of course, help. Generally speaking, it does help. We can hardly see this sort of dirty politics. I'm not saying that there has never been a case like this. There has been some few cases, but generally speaking, it is not about politics. It is about more about the government, right? It is about government to government dealing. Political parties, a person could be like, say for example, Prime Minister. We know that he is Prime Minister, or you can say Modi ji, right? Let's talk about Mr. Modi. We know that he is PM as well, and the other cap he has to wear is of the BJP person as well. But when he is PM, at that point of time, he has to act like a PM. He cannot think, or it is expected that he will not think only about his party. He will think about the whole nation, and that's what you will observe during his speeches as well. And this is not only about Modi, it applies to other ministers and other people who are part of government. So this is how things work, and West Bengal Chief Minister is not happy about it. She has expressed a strong resentment. She's saying that this is not good, that you are taking away few companies of central forces away from our state. Anyways, the important thing here is that, see, these are the tribes, or these are the different communities that live here. You have Lepchas, you have Gorkhas, you have Bhutias, and you have Bengalis, of course, because this is part of West Bengal. This thing may look very common, or it may look of not that much importance, but if you go to your prelims examination, then you are asked this sort of questions. Where do you find Lepchas and Bhutias, in which part or which state? So you know one thing today, that from today you know at least that you find Lepchas, Gorkhas and Bhutias. Of course, you know very well about Bengali, so I'm not taking them, but these three you also find them in West Bengal, so keep this thing in mind. Now, the whole issue started because the state government of West Bengal decided that learning Bengali language should be compulsory in this semi-autonomous region of Darjeeling. And as you can see, you find Gurkhas here as well. Now they speak Nepali language, and the reason why you find them here is because, as you can see here, this is your Darjeeling area, right? This is Darjeeling and here is Nepal. So for the longest period of time, they are living here for a very long time. They are Indian, right? But their roots were Nepali. Their roots can go to Nepal. In the same way, like we know that there are many Indians living in USA and UK. They are known as British Indian, or they may be called as American Indian, etc. But you know that their roots are in India. So in the same way, we have this Nepali people, or the people Indian origin, you can say Indo-Nepali people, right? The other thing that I would like all of you to pay attention is that you can see borders, international borders, right? You have Nepal here, then you have a very small area here where we have Bangladesh, and then you have Bhutan here. So keep this thing in mind. These are the things that one should observe whilst preparing or whilst going through it. And the other thing is, do spend some time after this West Bengal map as well. Right, so Home Ministry again, and this is coming from, the first statement was given by Rajnath Singh, who is the main senior boss of this Home Ministry. Then you have a junior minister as well. His name is Kiran Rijiju, Minister of State for Home. So he has said that the rights of indigenous people of Arunachal Pradesh will be protected and they will not be left down because of Chakma and Hajong refugees, right? These two refugees, or these two groups of refugees, Chakma and Hajong, were in news couple of I think it's been nearly 1 month. 1 month ago they were in news, and it was again pertaining to this thing of providing them citizenship. It was in 2015 when Supreme Court directed the central government to grant citizenship to these people, and because of that, recently, a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago, there was again a demand by this group, and it was in news, and the people of Arunachal Pradesh are not happy. They are saying that if you grant citizenship to these people, then they are going to snatch away our rights. So we have to divide the things that we have. We have to share our revenue and things like that with this refugee people. Now, why they are called refugee? Because nearly 1 lakh of this Chakma and Hajong, they came in India 5 decades ago, right? Nearly 50 years ago, they came in India from Bangladesh, which was earlier known as East Pakistan. So that's basically this news is all about. But we are not going to stop here. We are going to observe what we have in Arunachal Pradesh. Now you can see that Arunachal Pradesh again is a state that is sharing international border with Myanmar. It is sharing international border with Bhutan, and it is sharing international border with China. With China we have trouble as well regarding this part of our country. China is claiming that Arunachal Pradesh is its part, which is absolutely weird. It is absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? The way China is it's expanding. It wants, I don't know how much land China wants. It is trying to snatch away land from one of the smallest country in the world, that is Bhutan. We have seen recently what took place in this Chumbi Valley, or the Doklam issue. Now, as we are talking about this northeastern states, today we have discussed about one that is Darjeeling area, which is not far from here, and this one is a proper northeastern part of our country. So Arunachal Pradesh, I have some important items for you. You know that when we talk about China and Arunachal Pradesh, then we have a very important river of our country, and that is Brahmaputra. You know that Brahmaputra is coming from, it originates in Tibet, and then it enters India from this part of Arunachal Pradesh. Now you can see many tributaries here, right? You can see a river called Dibang here, isn't it? So in the same way you find one more river here, but the thing is, what is the name of this river? This is a question for you. You will find this question at the end of this lecture, and there are other rivers as well, right? So just pay attention to this thing, but do give me the name of this river. What is the name of this tributary of Brahmaputra? Brahmaputra is a very important river, and then it enters into Assam, isn't it? And it is again a transboundary river. It originates from China, then it comes to India, and then it goes to Bangladesh. So that's why it is important. Now, news from Defense Ministry, INS Kiltan, very important item, because It is an indigenously built anti-submarine warfare stealth corvette, right? And this is not only about its capabilities, but it is more than that. It is a clear sign that we are heading towards becoming a sort of self-reliant nation when it comes to defense products. What is happening is that we are purchasing things from other countries, and this has been going on for the longest period of time. Because of that thing, what happens is many of our science students and many of the scientists, right, engineers and scientists, they are not able to find sort of right environment in our country, and then they go out. That is a brain drain for us, right? It is a brain drain. That is the terminology that you use, that when you lose a sort of a valuable person when they go out. It is not always negative, because many times we find a remittance coming in, but if we provide a sort of good environment here, if they are provided with challenging environment, challenging profession in professional opportunities in India, then of course everyone would love to work for the country, isn't it? So it is a good move. It will also promote Make in India. And the other thing is that, dear friends, that it is India's first major warship to have a superstructure of carbon fiber composition. A very important point here for your pre-examination, right? And then again, for your pre-examination, we have some indigenous sonars. Sonars are scanners, underwater scanner. You can say that this is the most simple definition I can have. So sonars, we have our own sonar. First one is Abhay and the second one is Hamsung, right? So these are the two sonars. And then we have weapons as well. One is Varunastra and the other one is BrahMos, isn't it? BrahMos, we know that it is a sort of joint venture of India and Russia. This is BrahMos, and the name is derived from this Amini Devi group of island from Lakshadweep. So this is here. You can see our defense minister, and you can see other important personnel of our Indian Navy. Agriculture Ministry, and there is a scheme or a project called Chaman. Now this Chaman project is associated with horticulture. Horticulture means looking after or production of fruits and vegetables. That's what we call horticulture. And the good thing is that India is second largest in the world when it comes to horticulture or the production of vegetables and fruit, which is a very good thing. We are number one in production of banana, mango, lime, lemon, papaya and okra. So these are the things in which we are ranking. We are number one. Now when we use technology, and here the minister is saying that we are going to use remote sensing technology, which will help us a lot. It will help the farmers a lot. And when we are say for example marrying technology with agriculture, then we are producing new opportunities, and with this we would be able to provide food security to our people. Farmers will get good money for their work, and apart from that, we will also be able to provide have a sort of nutrition security as well. With this, dear friends, these are a couple of questions for you here, right? As you know, this first question is pertaining to Arunachal Pradesh. You have to give the name of the river that I have highlighted in the map. So just to clarify this thing, and then you have other two questions here which I believe are very simple and easy to answer. I must say that I am thoroughly impressed, right? I appreciate a lot your hard work. And the reason why I say hard work is that because I can see many students, right, they are adding value. Most of the times what I see is the picture is you are not just providing the name of the person, but you are also adding some details, and which is a very good sign. This means that even if you don't know, even if you just know the name of that person, and if you are going on the Google and if you are doing some research on it, that means you are heading in a right direction. It's not always necessary that you know about everyone, but the good thing is that if you are spending some time, even if you are spending 5-10 minutes after doing this research, that means you are not only collecting information, but if you think on a psychological level, then you are training your brain, right? You are training your mind how your mind should work. And this thing may be that you might not understand this thing, but of course in future there will be a time when you will realize what I am talking about. Anyways, dear friends, don't forget to subscribe And before that, if you haven't got the pen drive and tablet courses, do make the most out of it. 21st is not far from where we are at present. Share this lecture. Do share, right? The reason why I keep on saying that you need to share this thing is because it is a mission on which we are out here, right? It is, if you are benefiting out of it, if you are learning something new every day, if your conceptual clarity is expanding, if your capacity is expanding with the help of this lecture, then it is, I strongly believe as a teacher, that it is right of each and every student, isn't it? So if you share, you are the brand ambassador of this StudyIQ, isn't it? Because you are the one who are regular followers. You are the one who are attending the digital classes. So you know the quality about it, and if you know the quality, then if you share with someone else, then they will benefit a lot out of this thing as well. Right, if you have learned something, give us your like, pass your answers and your comment, and with this I end this discussion. But let's pledge that we'll keep our city clean and green. Jai Hind.